Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Brand new Rockstar. Still haven't heard from those guys yet. It's all right. I'm patient. It's good stuff. So I was just on social media uh, just a little while ago, and I saw that Ben Jones had passed away uh, at his home, surrounded by his family, loved ones, and he had a heart attack, and that was the end of Cooter. And Cooter is, for those of you born in this millennium, Cooter is a character on the show called Dukes of Hazzard, and he was uh, always a good guy. There was never a bad version of him. There was never, the evil Cooter or anything like that. He was always positive, and he was also one of those mechanics who could do anything. He could paint, he could do body work, he could rebuild an engine, he could do all new suspension. Oh, you want this four-wheel drive? He can do it. Now, again, this is all Hollywood and it's all TV magic and movie magic and all of that, right? And but Ben was still very, you know, literate when it came to cars and doing that stuff. And you know, he really got into the role. He was very good at it. Um, but when you're a kid and you're growing up and you're watching the show, and God, I remember it was CBS, and I want to say it was Wednesday night at 8. I would have to look that up, and I apologize for not doing any research on this. I just wanted to get out here really quick. Hat tip, but I believe it was Wednesday night at 8, and I remember my brother and I going back and forth between Knight Rider and Dukes of Hazzard because you had obviously Daisy Duke. That was a huge one for us growing up, but it was always impressive to watch, what Cooter did. He'd, the crew or the Duke boys or someone would bring him just a complete ship box and he would turn it into this beautiful, you know, rolling masterpiece. And it was always cool to see. And he always got kudos for it. And he was a good guy. I know that he did a ton of conventions and signings and appearances. Later on, after Dukes of Hazzard went off the air, he still maintained that role. He was also he did a whole bunch of writing, and I think he ran for office. I think he was a congressman. Anyway, um, he was definitely remembered as one of those guys who took just two buckets of rust, and halfway through the show, he had a super duper car that he made ultra badass and painted, and it looked really cool. So it was unknowingly he was an inspiration for me that I could do stuff like that. I could take something that wasn't pristine and turn it into something really really kick ass and really fun. So I just wanted to do a quick hat tip to Ben and my condolences to his family, all of his loved ones, his kids, everything else. I'm glad that he was in a very content place, and uh, he was happy. They said he was about to watch the Braves game, and yeah, he was a big baseball fan. So uh, I guess he was as comfortable as you can get when you get a surprise like that. But it's cool, and I just wanted to get that out there, just because you know he's there's a lot of people that inspire us to do this stuff, and a lot of them don't get the recognition. There's the people that actually go out and do it, and then there's the ones who just, I don't know, they claim that it's all them, and in reality it really isn't. It's actually 40 other people behind the scenes that made it perfect. So um props to Ben for sticking with the role for so long. Mm. I'm gonna do just some little housekeeping while I've got you guys, while I'm doing this. Um, so yeah, I'm curious if you have any, you know, inspirational characters or whatever from TV or from the movies, where the guy did something like what Cooter did. I know this is crazy, right? This is the driver's seat for the limo. No, it's not bolted in. I gotta move that. Yeah, I just take it around everywhere. It's good anti-theft protection, right? Stay right there. I need this cable up out of the way. It's our tuning cable, which, by the way, we'll be doing a lot of tuning on this car coming up. We've got all the software ready to go, and the seat is not light, but it works pretty well. There's one. It is kind of handy to be able to take the seats out of the limo when you need to work on stuff. I have to admit that. I just don't have the space that I did at my shop in Ohio, so it's a little more difficult. Open the door. And of course, I'm on the wrong side here, right? And we have to be careful of all of our other cables here. Air controller, which goes up there. There we go. Somehow there's some sticks in here, which are not part of the regular interior. So, seats are back in the limo for now. The other stuff for the limo, I just wanted to show you guys. This can stay over here. We have, I'm in landscaping gear, so landscaping gloves are out. Lots of landscaping today. So these are the new fuel filters for the limo. This is our 100 micron one, so bigger stuff goes through this. I'll show you what's inside here. These are cleanable or replaceable, however you want to do it. He unthreads, which is still a pain in the ass to do. And you have a steel filter. It's a stainless steel filter. It's 100 microns, so anything bigger than 100 microns gets caught in that. And then you have this guy, and I'm not going to take him apart because he's sort of assembled. This guy's going to be much, much more difficult to install because he's about 3 times the size of the current filter. And the current filter setup, like this bolt hole will not be on the frame, this lower bolt hole, because the current setup, the frame ends about here. I don't have room to go up because I have a very flat floor and there's just hard lines here. So I had a smaller filter and it is clogged up. So I'm going to have to make some kind of adjustment for this. And this is a 10 micron filter, which is super, super small. And this is going to work really great for keeping happy fuel going into the Sniper. And I would show you guys installing this, but it is so incredibly tight. It's under the just in front of the rear tire on the rail, and it's up and in. It's where the hard lines are, and to get a camera in there and to get a light in there is a huge pain in the ass. So it would be really difficult. If I had a camera operator, it would be a lot easier and possible, but still very difficult. I'm going to move these guys because we're not using them. I had a mud dauber try and make a nest up here, and we will not be having nests in the shop, correct? Correct. Wait, come here. So he started making it. It wasn't a full nest yet. I didn't hurt anyone. It was just can't have him doing that inside the shop. He can make them outside all he wants, but not in here. So had to take care of that. Do that with most of the critters. Move their food source or move their house. They can figure it out on their own. Nature's pretty damn smart. So I had to pull all the ferny pads down because I don't know where he was going to build next. So I was like, all right, well, they're all coming out. It's interesting when you get a new house and you get a new shop and you sort of have to like reorganize stuff and find new places to stash stuff. It's always kind of interesting. You're like, is that actually going to work over there? Do I want it up here? Should it be closer to the door? You can always overthink that stuff, right? So I think I did a pretty good job with how the shop here is set up. I think. I don't know. You guys can come down and critique all you want, but we've got the ferny pads back on. So, what else did I have for you guys tonight? Oh, I have another surprise for you guys. What the? Why does it look like I have a gut? Is that just how the shirt's folding because of the graphic? I don't have a gut, but it's like, hey, look at that. I guess if I like grab stuff and push it, it's just weird. And yeah, here's some landscaping trophies from a little earlier. These are the little burrs that come on there's like super tall grass back there. And you get the burrs all over your shoes and shorts and stuff. They grab onto anything. So here's another surprise for you guys, and this is really good news. It's taken me a while, and that's why it's in the shop. You ready? Please fire up. Thank you. So the other good news is we have 220 in the shop, 240, 241, whatever it takes. If you get that joke, you're probably my age. Now we can do welding. We can TIG weld. The MIG welder is back there. That's the MIG welder, or the TIG welder right there. Sorry. MIG welder's right here. So we can now weld in the shop, which is a good thing. That's a big, big step for my little shop here. It's also, welding is incredibly therapeutic. For at least for me, it is. I love TIG welding, and I enjoy MIG welding as well. It's also one of those things that you feel good because you're creating, you're building something, and you're taking two pieces of metal and making them one. It sounds kind of left coasty, but it is. It's therapeutic. I do actually really enjoy it. So we've got welding stuff, so we can do the headlights on the limo, the new housings for the headlights, which would be really great. The MIG, we can also clean up exhausts and do all of that other stuff. So, and then I have the spool gun for this. So we can do repairs on the trailer, do aluminum spool gun stuff. Believe it or not, this thing can do aluminum with the spool gun. If you've never run a spool gun before, it's pretty amazing. The thing has a shitload of torque. So the first time I ran it, it pushed me back. It was like a 12 gauge. It like pushed me back. I was like, holy crap. So you have to get used to that torque when you fire it up, when you pull the trigger on it. But the aluminum welding that the MIG does with the spool gun is actually really good. I'm pretty impressed with this unit. And so now we can weld here. So we can do, I'm just going to turn this guy off. So we don't really need it, and just shut that solenoid off, didn't it? We can do all of that cool stuff like they showed Cooter doing, welding the doors closed on the General Lee. And, I forgot what they did with that box truck. I remember there was a box truck that he did something with, and he had a huge mural on the side. I'm trying to remember all the stuff. They had a lot of really crazy cars, and Cooter was responsible for most of them, which is pretty cool. So that's one of the benefits of being able to weld is you can create really fun, cool stuff like this. What we're going to be using the MIG for is just a tack weld repair on the Black Miata. so that the suspension is whole, so that it can steer and get rolled up on a trailer. And so that's why it's out. And and littering and Super Trooper threes is out. What else? I think that's about it for now. Yeah, I know. I got to get those cardboard boxes off of there. They'll be gone. They'll be gone shortly. Um, that's about it. We'll be doing a bunch of tuning on the limo. What I want to do is I want to do a live stream showing you guys what Mark's doing with the laptop and how we're setting up the sniper for this particular car to get this car. We're not turning it into a drag car. We're turning it into a torque monster. It needs to be able to move 6,000 pounds. So we're going to be tuning the engine a little different than all the high horsepower guys because we're going to be going for torque versus horsepower. So we'll still keep the 480, 485, but we're going to try and get as much torque out of it as possible. So you adjust air fuel, you adjust timing, you adjust all that. And we have the laptop to do that with the sniper. The sniper will really help us get that engine set up where we'll get max torque out of it. So I'll try and do a session with Mark, and because he's a pro with the Holly sniper stuff. He's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. So I trust him behind the laptop to do that. And we had really good results. We got the car running really well. And then we had the fuel pump failure and the fuel filter failures. So the new fuel filters and new pump will help everything run smooth, and we can run it a lot better. It's also a reliability issue. You guys know I'm huge on reliability, so I want it to not break down in the middle of 75, right? Nobody likes that shit. So um, we still have a ton of stuff coming up. Miata's going to its new home hopefully soon. I had it on Marketplace as a part out, and I got a bunch of offers. You guys want to buy just like the whole enchilada and just take it and they'll part it out themselves. So the Miata is going away very, very soon. We'll have a lot more room here in the shop, and I'll probably just bring the motorcycles in. Actually, I'll probably just bring the other Miata in. And I got a different car cover for the new Miata, and uh, that's kind of it. So, like I said, we have the calipers for the Miata. We had a ton of stuff for the Miata coming, but we also have a ton of stuff for the limo. So you're going to get those two cars are going to be the main ones going in and out. We have stuff on the Viper to do, and we have stuff on the Altima to do because we have a race coming up in October. I'm just looking over at the list here. Uh, the horn now worked on the Miata. We found that out yesterday morning going to Sarasota Cars and Coffee. All of a sudden, the Ferrari horn works again. I don't know what happened, but I'm happy about it. The only thing I could think of was the air compressor was locked up, and all of a sudden it's not locked up anymore. It's the only thing I can think of. And so we got the air horn back, the Ferrari horn back in the Miata, which is a good thing. We have tires on the Altima. We have tires on the Viper. We have a lot of other stuff coming up. The racing the Ultima 600 and the Danger Ranger 9000 are in October at Freedom Factory. We will be there and putting together a really great crew to do that. That will be just an absolute, it'll be like 2 days, a day and a half of just absolute riot. It's so much fun up there. Those guys do a really good job. The last one that I raced in was so much fun, and I'm excited to go back there. So going back for that, and then I just started the group message for the Lemons race at Road Atlanta. So we're putting together that team. And like I said, I'll be going back to Ohio. I'll do live streaming from the shop in Ohio with prepping the car for Road Atlanta, because a lot of that is going to be kind of arrive and drive. And I'm going to be flying up to Ohio, driving the car down, driving back to Ohio, and then flying back down here. So there's going to be a lot of travel involved with doing that. But we want to make sure the car's 100%. We want to make sure the alternator's going. We want to make sure all the electronics are going right. So we'll have 4 or 5 days, probably a few live streams with getting that back to 100%. It's at about 95% right now. The engine runs really strong. It runs so strong that I sheared off 4 lug studs. So that was all me. I'll take full responsibility for that one. I the car was running great. Everyone came in from their session saying the car runs so great, the braking's awesome, there's so much power, it handles awesome. And I go out for my session, which was one of the last ones of the day, and I think it was the third to last. I think it was me and then two other drivers were going. I think Craig and then uh, I think Ted was going to go and get the checkered on this one. So we were all ready to go, and I just came through keyhole way too hard, pushed the car too hard, and all four lug studs snapped on the back left, and just the car slid right off the track. I moved it sort of a little bit more into the grass to get it out of the way of the other drivers, and yeah, that was that. So thankfully, didn't do any other damage to the car. Just sheared off those studs, and then one of the trailing arm adjustment Heim joint on the trailing arm also got broken. It got bent, so I got to replace that too. But otherwise, the car's in great shape. So pretty impressed with that car. And we've started working on themes. So if you guys have suggestions for the Lemons themes, please send them over to me. We're gonna put them all like in a big hat and see what we can figure out is gonna work for us. And like I said before, second weekend in December, if you want to come to a Lemons race that we're at, I will pay for your spectator pass. All you got to do is message me, text me, email me, whatever. I will cover your spectator pass for the weekend. You do not have to cheer for us. You can cheer for whatever team you want. The uh, the the goal is to get more people into racing, especially into wheel to wheel. Lemons is a great place to do that, especially for beginners. So trying to get folks into that. The Lemons people are so much fun. When the track goes cold, the party starts, and they're just an absolute blast. Everyone's really, really, really cool. It's hard to find an asshole at Lemons. It's really hard. You got to work. You got to work for that. So if you guys want to come down and check that out, that's second weekend of December at Road Atlanta. It'll probably rain, but it sure beats Ohio in December. I will tell you that right now. Um, so that's what we've got coming up. We also, oh yeah, the week before the Ultima 600 and Danger Ranger 9000, the week before is FL2K. And I probably won't be doing live streaming because a lot of that stuff is super top secret. The stuff at the track at Bradenton Motorsports Park is obviously they live stream from there and there'll be videos from there. But the stuff that's in Mexico, that's all private and super top secret. So I won't be doing any live streaming of that stuff. I'll try and get some pictures for you guys and show you some of the cars. The cars that are at BMP are super badass. The cars that are in Mexico for that event, whoo doggy, there are some Cooter builds. Yeah, you're looking at the starter, like the ship box setup at FL2K is about 1,500 horsepower. That's if you want someone to talk to you, you're going to need about 1,500 horsepower. Um, if you want someone to take a picture of your car, you're going to need over 2,000 horsepower. There are some big boys that come to that, and not all of them go to BMP. So I'll try and get some pictures of the cool stuff. There's a lot of really kick-ass builds for that. It's a lot of fun. Very cool people too. Um, so tons and tons of stuff coming up. And like I said, I'm going back to Ohio. I think this month to, I don't have a schedule yet. It's complicated with the X and travel here to there and all the other stuff I have going here. So I will definitely let you guys know when I'm headed up there. But we'll be doing live streaming from the shop there. So I know you guys miss it. I miss it too. God, I miss a lift. I can't tell you how much I miss a lift. But we're getting it done. This is how we do stuff, right? I did it for years and years and years without a lift. So now we're doing it. Now we're doing it like that again. That's cool. So thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. If you can, go back and watch some of the Dukes of Hazzard reruns. Check out what Cooter did with all these cars and trucks and Jeeps and I can't even remember all the stuff that he worked on. But I remember being a kid growing up thinking that was so cool. The guy took, you know, two screwdrivers, some duct tape, and a can of orange spray paint and made, super badass cars. I always thought that was cool. Um, so yeah, definitely celebrate Ben and all the stuff that he did for the car community and everything else, going out there and signing stuff for fans and making appearances and all of that. It's that's pretty cool when you can embrace your character like that and you know thoroughly enjoy your life. So I'm happy he had that super full life, and I'm happy that I got to enjoy a little piece of it. Uh, I swear it was Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night at 8 on CBS. I remember it was on CBS. So definitely do that. Um, you know, uh, put your 10 mil back as a hat tip to Ben Jones, and we'll all go have a super kick-ass week. It's supposed to be. We're gonna have pop-up thunderstorms. It's supposed to be a beautiful week here in Florida. So uh, I am. You will probably catch me at the pool. If I'm not here in the shop, I'm probably gonna be in the pool. So um, yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out tonight, and thank you all the new subscribers, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm doing here. Like I said, I don't get paid a dime for this. I, Facebook, or sorry, YouTube doesn't send me anything. What Facebook sends me is an absolute joke. But let's see, last month, with the money that I made from Facebook, all the posts and all the stuff, after they forced me to go professional with all the live streams, all the posts, everything, I could almost buy 2 gallons of gas. There you go. That's how much money I make on social media. So yeah, it's not lucrative. Here on YouTube, I don't get a dime, not a single penny. So I'm doing this because I love teaching you guys and girls and everyone else in between. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can. And I'm glad that you guys appreciate it. Definitely tell your friends. Um, oh, and I do have more stuff for the Limo channel. That is coming up. I promise. The Limo channel is going to go up once we have more reliability out of this and get it tuned and everything. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff on the Limo channel. So it's here on YouTube. It's The Hot Tub Limo. That's it. 4 words. The Hot Tub Limo. You can go subscribe to that channel, and I'm going to be putting a ton of stuff that is limo only. No Miatas, no Vipers, no truck, no Altima, none of that. Just adventures with the limo. So a lot of it is it won't be live stream. It'll be video. We'll edit and upload. So that's it. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I know it's a school night, so I appreciate that even more. Questions, comments, all that jazz, put them down there. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email, call me at 3 in the morning. You know how it is. Happy to answer all of that stuff. And don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek, give them a kiss on the tip of their nose, hold their hand, give it a squeeze. It's really important for them. But like having 220 in the shop, it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will catch you later this week. All right. Thanks. So nice to have 220 in the shop. Again.